Anime! Holy fuck!
Hello, hello, hi, hi. Let me make sure that my fan is off completely. Hold on. Okay, I think it's completely off. So, let me... I feel like my music is really low. There you go. Hello, Bull Divvy. Hi, hi. Hello, hello. Okay, so this is a pretty heavy topic today. I will be posting this up hopefully by tomorrow morning. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit as to my thought process, where I feel what I feel like is going on. I guess it gets kind of hard for me in so many ways, because I guess what I'm about to say, it can be a lot for people, especially those. Oh, okay, so hi, hello, my name's Divvy. How are you guys? Hi, it's me, Divvy. Hello, we're back with another video for today. Woo woo. If you are new here, I am an alebrije. If you don't know what that is, please Google it. I don't have time to tell you. But if you are new here, welcome. For my YouTube channel, hello, welcome YouTube. We're back with another video. And for my Twitch, hello, I love you, I appreciate you, and I always go live for you. But yeah, okay. Oh shoot. When Div forgets where her freaking thingies are. Okay, so I guess let's kind of get into today. So my thought process, normally I would have been coming back into streaming like out the jump. I feel like I've always been a person that, like, when for those of you who have been here, who know me, as far as a streamer goes, you know that, like, whenever the holidays come, whenever I have free time, I immediately jump into streaming. And I wanted to do that last week, because last week was my first official week out of my job that I quit at, due to just like a lot of like what was going on, that I just felt so uncomfortable being there. And on top of that, I'm hoping that I won't get emotional today, because I know that when I speak about stuff that is personal to me, that I feel so strongly about, I tend to get a bit emotional. So I'm hoping that I won't do that today. I don't think this is going to be super long, but I do think that this is something that needs to be done and said. And for those who are like my VTuber friends who can't be here today, I will also post this video up for you guys. Take your time to say what you need to say. Thank you. So this channel will never be, and I never want it to be, and I myself never want my channel to ever be political. And I know I said the P word. But the reason why I bring this up is because I was very heartbroken to see that people all over the world got on social media and thought that it was okay to laugh at somebody who died and said horrendous things about somebody who has passed, based off of their views and what they believed in. I want to say that I think that those who are from the United States, because that's all I could speak on, because that's what I know, right? I don't know other countries and I can't speak for other countries. But what I can say is that we are so grateful to be in a country that allows us to think and say and believe what we want to, and without being put into jail, without being stoned, without any of that, right? And what has transpired this past week was basically the opposite of that. It was, if you believed this viewpoint, if you believed this way, if you were saying these things, then you need to be gone. And I mean be gone from this world, not from the platform, just from this world alone. And I was just baffled and appalled that that happened. What I am grateful for is that I didn't see any of my friends posting, laughing, making fun of, saying horrendous things, because that would be a hard pill to swallow, right? I don't have like a lot of online friends, and the small amount that I do, I would hope I wouldn't have to say goodbye to because of that, you know? Like, I'm sorry, again, we all know I'm emotional. And I wanted to bring that up as I bring up the next thing. This is not me being here to tell you that I'm gonna start being political. That is not the case, right? It's okay, take your time. I don't want my channel to be about politics because that would be a lot, I think, right now for me to handle. I have pretty tough skin. As much as I may cry, I actually do have a pretty tough skin. When it comes to people insulting me, I don't. It happens. It does. It's happened before where I've had people insult me. It's fine. I don't care, because you'd have to mean something to me in order for me to care. Right? But what I don't know if I'm ready for is to talk about politics. And so I keep out of that, right? I don't want to talk about politics. I've seen what that could bring on people. Give me a moment. I need to blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. Again, I do apologize. I try not to be so emotional about a lot of things, but I think that if I'm not emotional, it wouldn't be me. I tried as much as possible when I thought about this. I tried to keep my composure, and I'd like to keep my composure throughout this time as best as I can. I don't want to make this a very long video. The reason why I put that this is kind of a hard video to do is because it's hard for me, and it could be hard for others that end up watching this, maybe. So putting aside what I said earlier, give me a moment as I gather my thoughts. I know that I always say I should probably write things down, but I promise you, I have done that before where I write things down and I still feel, how do you say? I still feel like, I still have moments where I stumble and I can't get my words across, you know? Or I go off script. So I stopped, like, writing down what I want to say and rather letting my heart just kind of take the lead. Honestly, I stick just to my following tab on Twitter these days. Lots of puppy posts. Yeah, I do have a lot of animal posts. If it didn't make you emotional, you wouldn't be talking about it, I suppose. I mean, honestly, I think that is true because if I wasn't emotional about it, I mean, if I'm emotional about it, sorry, I'm trying to find my words. If I'm emotional about it, it means that I've taken the time to really sit down and think about this before I got online and made a video, before I decided to bring you into the space, right? And I did. For those of you that don't follow me on Twitter, last night, and when I say last night of this posting, September 15th, I was struggling to fall asleep. And the reason I was struggling was because I was struggling on how to go about saying what I want to say, as well as living the way I feel I need to live, right? I don't feel right now that I'm in a space where I want to leave this platform, where I want to graduate. I don't feel that at all. What I've been feeling is that I want to change what my content has been about. What I have, sorry, I'm a little too close to the mic. What my content has been about and what I have been about. What I have promoted, to myself online, what I have brought to you online. And that's why I want to have this video today, or the stream today, and upload this video. Due to the Charlie Kirk incident, it has honestly made me strong enough to want to speak up about what I've been doing for the past year. And when I mean year, I mean since last year, in September. And who I have been and where I have been going, right? So to get into it, I have been going to church on Sundays. I have been battling with myself on my beliefs as a person who's on stream, and as well as a person of faith and belief. I have been so scared to speak up about what I believe in, and the fact that I am a Christian, I have started to follow God and Jesus, and I have started to become more into my faith. And for the past year, while I have been doing that, I have been so scared to get online and say my thoughts, in the fear that I would lose friendships, that I would be given negative comments, that I would have people harass me, right? All of those things I've been very scared. But the number one thing I've been very scared about was my friendships. And that has been kind of like why I've been so closed off of expressing my beliefs and my faith, right? But also too, I feel like I'm not living my full 100% self if I don't live my 100% self. I think it would be doing a disservice if I was on here on social media all the time and, you know, saying and doing these things because I think that that's what you guys want, and I think that that's what's going to keep my friends, when knowing that that's not who I am anymore. I was, but not anymore. And I think it would be unfair to not give my 100% true self if I'm not being my 100% true self, right? Especially to those who are my friends that are also VTubers, because that's not fair to them if they're being their 100% true self and they're being honest with me, and I can't do the same, right? And again, I guess I get emotional because this is something I've been battling with for months, right? Like for months. I haven't even told any of my friends because I was afraid that like they would sit there and like tell me I'm sorry, but I can't be your friend because I don't want that belief, right? But then again, that's not fair to them to know that like that's what I believe in and that I'm not honest, right? Like, because then they're friends with somebody who they don't even know, right? So like, I guess this is me saying it to all my friends, and in the fact that I understand that there will be people who no longer want to associate with me, and as hard as that will be, I will understand because everybody has the right to believe what they want to believe, say what they want to say, and feel how they want to feel, and I won't tell anybody to be friends with me just because I believe a certain way and I think a certain way, right? And I just wanted to come out here to talk about this. With that being said, like I've had this battle with myself, and when I have these emotional moments and I have these struggles, I do open my Bible and I do read it, right? And something that I was drawn to in my time of struggle and battle through this time was bringing up like John 15:18, where, you know, it says, if the world hates you, know that it has hated me before it hated you. And I know that, again, me posting my beliefs will have people no longer wanting to associate with me, and I will learn to be okay. It'll be hard, but I will learn to be okay with that. With that being said, my channel will not, my YouTube channel that I currently have will not be to post on my faith and my belief. I wanted to talk about the fact that I wanted to make a separate YouTube channel that will be me talking about my beliefs, preaching the word of the Lord, and also talking about my struggles, talking about hopefully positive things for others to hopefully feel like they're not alone, others who feel like they may need to hear things, others who may be lost just like me, that we could go through that together. Now, as far as my Twitch goes, I can't make a separate Twitch account. It's, well, like as in, that would be so hard. I can manage 2 different YouTubes. I can't manage 2 different Twitch accounts. So on my Twitch, I will have where there will be days that I would like to do those preachings and do those positive talks and do those hard struggles. Again, what I brought up at the beginning, is not to say that I'm talking about politics. I don't want politics to be in my space because I know that I'm not ready to handle that, right? I do have strong political views that I will not bring to this table. I have always had strong political views. I have leaned one way and I have leaned another way because I've battled with a lot of things that I've always believed in, and I don't want to bring that into the space, right? So I won't talk about politics. I'll leave that for VTubers who can handle political views, who can do those hard talks. But what I came on here to say was that a lot of who I am is going to change. The way I talk, the way I think, is going to change. It's going to be a little bit hard at first, right? Because the way I was before, the way I spoke, that was very much a part of me at the time. But that's not who I am now. Give me a moment so I can blow my nose. I'm sorry you felt scared to be honest about your religion. If it makes a difference, I'm Catholic adjacent. I think it's perfect to have a belief. Thank you. Like I said, I was scared because you all that are watching, you mean a lot to me. My friends who watch, that are my VTuber friends, you mean a lot to me. If you didn't mean something to me, I feel like I wouldn't be so emotional and I wouldn't have taken my time away to debate on whether or not I wanted to get on here and talk about it or continue to live the way I was living, which was, at this point, a lie. You know, again, it was me. That was who I was. But it's no longer who I want to be. I want to be a different person who follows my faith and what I believe in, but also can show people that same thing. I think if the path that I was going on wasn't godly, wasn't a good way to be, and to sit there and say that I was religious when I was doing and saying those things, I think wouldn't have been something that I think that anybody who is also religious would have believed in. While I was at church on Sunday, I had I think it was God speaking to me, because the pastor that was preaching talked about, the first thing he led with is, who has ever been shy, afraid, or scared or anxious to say that they follow Jesus or that they're a Christian. And I was so close to raise my hand, and I was kind of nervous too, right? But I felt like that was him speaking to me, that like he could see that I was going through a struggle, and that I needed to figure out, what is it that I want? Hi, Promax, hello. Gotta be true to yourself. Yeah. And so here I am saying that. A lot of whatever I've already put out there, I will keep on my social media. And the reason for that is because I want people to see that as I move forward into my faith, hoping that I will, hoping that I could be somebody who also could feel comfortable in their faith and feeling free to say that they believe in something. I hope that I can help bring that confidence. I hope that I can bring positivity moving forward. Anybody who feels like they're lost, like I was, anybody who feels like they've needed a sign to tell them to speak up, I want you to understand that I am here, and I want to keep what I've already done and what I've already have posted and planned. I want those to still go out, because even though that is the old me, and I no longer represent and reflect on those anymore, or I no longer represent that, and I no longer show that anymore. I want people who are in my case to see that I'm not perfect, to see that I never was perfect, to see that I go through struggles, and I am a sinner. Absolutely. I have done a lot of things in my past that I'm not okay with. I've done a lot of things that I wish I could sometimes take back, right? But then again, they make me who I am today. I want people moving forward to see that, oh, she didn't always, follow God. I didn't always follow God, but I could follow where she's going, and I could back up where she's, what she's doing. So I want to keep whatever I have posted up. I want to keep that up so that people can see that I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I don't claim to be this perfect, godly-like person, because I'm not. What I claim to be is a human being who has gone through a transformation, who has gone to church and seen the Lord work through me. I've never gotten emotional at church in my life growing up. Ever. I used to go a lot when I was a kid, and I never ever got emotional. I never felt, and could be why I lost so much of my faith, is that I never felt God through me, or I never felt God moving me. I did follow a different religion, and I never felt that, right? And so as I had grown up and I got the choice to no longer go to church, I lost my faith. I will say, politically, I leaned towards a different way, right? And I followed a different way away from God, and I did things that I'm not proud of. I held on to things that I shouldn't have held on to that weren't of God. And when I started going to church this past year, I converted a few years ago to Christianity, and I still wasn't going to church like I should have. And it wasn't until a year ago when I started seeing the Lord was noticing me. And I don't mean that in a way that I think that the world is centered around me. I'm saying this in the way that I identified and labeled myself a certain way, and I strongly felt that way, so it wasn't a lie. And when I started going to church, the pastor, my first day, talked about the sins, talked about sinning, talked about feeling lost, talked about if you've ever done XYZ, if you've ever, it felt like this guy, this pastor, knew me. Like, I'm like, was there cameras in my room? Like, what the freak? Sorry for the gross blowing. Good morning, Div. I'm sorry that this has been... Oh, no! I'm sorry that this has been bothering you, and glad you're comfortable enough to discuss who you are. I have a streamer friend who has religious streams on Sundays. Gotta do what makes you happy, you know? Thank you. Thank you, Fox. I appreciate it. I will say I don't know if I'll do stuff on Sundays. I will think about it, because on Sundays is my day with the Lord. But I will think about it. Maybe on Saturday will be, quote unquote, my Sunday. Let me blow again. There you go. So I felt like, coming back to what I was talking about, every time, not every time, but majority of the time when I was going to church and I was listening to what my pastor was saying at my church, I felt like, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like there was a camera in my house. Like, he could see me, because what he would talk about in the times where I needed it, or the times where I didn't know I needed it, he was talking about exactly what I was struggling with, exactly what I was battling inside my head, what I was praying and hoping that God would hear. And that is why I've been, I think, so different this year in streaming than what I was last year. Last year, during the summer, I streamed nonstop almost every day, taking 1 to 2 days off. And I was on this, train, just pumping out ideas and streaming and things like that. And as well as making friends along the way, right? But this year, I hadn't been doing that. And a lot of that stemmed from who I am now as a person, where I want to go. And I want to be truthful to myself and to you all. My family does sometimes, especially my mother, watches my shorts, and I've been so embarrassed when I hear her listening to stuff and I'm kind of talking about inappropriate things with my friends, which she never said anything about it. She's never judged me in a negative way. She's never said anything. She just watches it. She likes it. She moves on. But she as well has been helping me through my beliefs. She's very religious. She not only has an English Bible, but she has a Spanish one, and she works on translating both to herself and understanding both and being able to have heavy talks with families for both languages, right? And I think kudos to her. I can't do that. That is some hard work. But I guess that's kind of just what I wanted to talk about today, because I had a hard time sleeping last night, and all I kept hearing in my head is you need to be true to yourself. I tried to pray so that I could have a good sleep and that I could have the struggles that I was facing to be turned off. And the thing that kept coming up was, you need to start following in me. You need to start living in belief of me. And I realized I kind of wasn't doing that, and I think that's where a lot of my troubles was happening lately. And with this Charlie Kirk stuff that was happening, I think it just kind of hurt me. I didn't know him at all, but what I did enjoy was his quick way of understanding the Bible in and out, that he didn't need Bible to be able to preach the word of the Lord. He knew the verses like it's crazy. And his passing has made such crazy moves for not only our country, but for the entire world. I got to see that on social media. People were holding, I can't say the word, vigils? And people were having peaceful protests and walks in honor of his passing. And I was like, this should make me confident enough to speak my truth, my beliefs, who I am. Again, nothing political. I don't ever want to get to there. If friends would love to talk politically in a peaceful way, I'm always happy to do so. Off stream, off camera, privately. I'm totally fine with doing that. But that's not what I want my channel to be. That's not what I want to be known for. And I just wanted to put that out there. Again, a lot of things will change as far as if you haven't noticed, I've tried covering or censoring my own self when I curse or say swear words. I'm trying to not be so vulgar. I don't want to promote certain things that I was promoting, because originally I promoted it because I felt that way. But I'm also not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to tell anybody what to believe in. I'm not here to tell anybody that they need to believe what I believe in order to follow or subscribe to me. Like I said, moving forward, I want to have days of the week where I can do either Bible talks or Bible talks about what I've got to pick up from church, right? And my thoughts stemming from what I'm like, my belief, reading maybe parts of scripture in the Bible. I want to do those, and what I will do is I will make sure that I label my streams a certain way so that if that's not something that you want to do, that you want to be a part of, which again, totally understandable, then you would know and you can opt out. I still want to stream games, I still want to stream art, and do variety streaming where I was doing a lot of other things like besides just art and games. I want to continue to do that, and so I will, moving forward, we'll start doing a stream schedule where I'm very open as to what days are the days that I want to talk religious about my religious beliefs, and that also leaves an open dialogue for anybody to speak their truth in chat, anybody to feel however they want to feel, they can do so, so that's just how I guess I will wrap the rest of this up. I will like to stream again tomorrow. I do like to stream during the day. I know this was kind of early for me, but I do like to stream during the day because, I don't know, I guess my friends stream at night, and I don't know what it is, I just kind of don't like streaming when they're streaming, because when I stream at night, what I've noticed, I don't know if my friends notice this, but I like to be on their stream. And whenever I am streaming while they are streaming, I will have their videos up. It's on mute, but I will have them up. And I'll be there. So I kind of don't, and I also don't like streaming at night because I noticed that I started getting more tired at night, and I start shutting my body down at 9 o'clock. I'm not asleep at 9, but I don't have the energy and capacity to be lively to stream at night. I'm not as young as I used to be. So I feel more livelier, and I feel more myself during the day because I'm more awake. So I like to stream during the day, so I'll continue to do that. I think if I ever stream at night, it has to be because I got a lot going on during the day that I'm not able to do it at night. But other than that, I guess I will wrap it up here. And I will kind of leave it at that. So again, summing up all that I have said here today. We old now. We are old now. I'm considered, I think, a boomer to the young generation. I kept telling one of my cousins I'm 30 this past week, and I realized my bitch ass ain't 30, I'm 31. I don't know why I skipped a year for some reason. It's kind of like when 2020 had hit, and when it was 2021, I kept telling people I'm 25, and I was saying it for the past 2 years, between the years of 2021 to 2022, that I was 25, only to realize I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I am not 25. I just lied to you. I'm 27. I don't know where the years have gone. I don't know why I skipped a birthday. Just because the panorama hit didn't mean that it skipped anybody's birthday. Oh God. So, yeah. Again, I hope that those of you that are watching on YouTube, those of you that are here with me on on Twitch, that you can still follow me and still feel that there's still me in there, and that you would be open to see what new me has to offer and can still be me without having to say certain things and follow certain things and have to be a certain way. To any friends of mine that do not want to associate with me due to their beliefs and would, whether they believe in what I believe in or not, or whether they have a religious belief or not, if you still don't want to have friendship, I will understand. It will be, like I said, a hard pill to swallow because I have a small amount of friends for a reason. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very picky with who I allow in my space. And I think that's evident and that's very much clear. And I keep a close circle for a reason. And so while understanding that people may not want to follow me or may not want to associate with me due to my beliefs moving forward, know that it will hurt, you will be missed, but ultimately I will understand. I will not fight for you to continue to follow me. I will not fight for you to continue to be my friend, because it is within your freedom of choice, within your right to feel, believe, and follow whatever you want to believe, follow, and say. And I will not go against that. I will respect that decision that you make moving forward about our relationship. And I just want to make that abundantly clear. And I hope that in due time, those who are still wanting to still be my friends, those who still want to follow me, who still want to be associated with me, that the person that you once saw and knew, that you could still see her, but in a better light, in a more transformed way. And know that as I move forward, my way of speaking will change, but are we back? Are we back? We better be back.